Hi professionals, welcome to Jobs and Technology. We'll discuss today about manual testing interview question and answers. The first question is, what is manual testing? Manual testing is the process of testing a software application manually without using any automation tools or scripts. It means without using any code or scripts, we can validate with our hands is called as manual testing. What are the types of testing? We have several types of testing. In that, functional testing, non-functional testing, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing, and etc. We have still regression, smoke, sanity testing also. Next, what is a test case? A test case is a set of steps, inputs, and expected results used to verify specific software functionality. Test case means we need to verify the expected result and actual result is called as test case. Next question is, what is a bug or defect? A deviation between the expected result and the actual result is called the bug. If the expected result and actual result doesn't match, then it is a bug. What is the difference between the severity and priority? Severity means the impact of a bug on a system or application is called as severity. And priority means how soon the bug is fixed is called as priority. What is regression testing? Regression testing means to ensure existing functionalities work after the code changes. Means if the code changes and all the other related functionalities or features should work after the code is changed, it's called as regression testing. What is smoke testing? Initial testing to verify that crucial functionalities of the application work before detailed testing. It means smoke testing means initial testing. It is the first stage of testing of all testing to perform to check only the critical or basic functionalities in the application or software is called as smoke testing. What is sanity testing? Sanity testing is a testing to check specific bug fixes or new functions work correctly quickly. Sanity testing means we need to test whether the bug is fixed or any new functionalities work accordingly without any changes is called as sanity testing. What is exploratory testing? Testing done without predefined test cases or using testers' knowledge and experience is called as exploratory testing. Means without the test cases which we execute is called as exploratory testing, and with testers' knowledge, not with according the requirement. Without the requirement, using the tester's knowledge we'll execute the test case is called as exploratory testing. What are the defect bug life cycle? The stages of defect bug life cycle are new, assigned, open, fixed, retest, verified, closed or reopened. Means the bug will be in the new state and it will be assigned to the developer to fix. Once it is assigned, it will be again opened. After open, it will be fixed by the developers. After the fixed, it will be retested by the testers and it will be verified. After the verification, testers will come to the conclusion that the bug is working fine, then they will close the bug. If the bug is not working, then they will again reopen the issue. These are the stages of defect life cycle. What is test plan? Test plan is a document describing scope, objectives, resource, schedule and approach of testing. Test plan in short, which describes all the further testing activities, is called as test plan. What are the techniques used to write test cases? The techniques used to write test cases are boundary value analysis, equivalence partitioning. What is boundary value analysis? Boundary value analysis is the technique to test boundaries like minimum, maximum, or just inside and outside limits. What is equivalence partitioning? Dividing input data into valid and invalid partitions to reduce test cases is called as equivalence partitioning. What is positive and negative test cases? Testing the software by giving valid inputs is called as positive testing. We need to give the valid inputs. And negative testing means testing the software by giving invalid inputs. By giving negative inputs is called as negative testing. What is UAT? User acceptance testing, done by client or end user to ensure business needs are met. Testers are given to test only the few scenarios only to ensure the business needs. On those, testers will perform the deep testing. What is RTM? Requirement Traceability Matrix, which maps requirement to test cases to ensure the test coverage. Means each requirement should have at least one test case ID. Is called as requirement traceability matrix. What is ad hoc testing? Unplanned testing performed without documentation to find unexpected bugs. To find the bugs without referring the document the testers will be testing is called as ad hoc testing. Ad hoc testing and exploratory testing are a bit similar but not the same. What is compatibility testing? Testing that ensures the app work on different platform or device browsers and OS is called as compatibility testing. What is GUI testing? Testing the visual elements and design of an application is called as graphical user testing. As the name itself tells, graphical user means it refers to buttons, colors or any layouts. What is the role of a manual tester? The role of a manual tester is to understand the requirement. We need to understand the given requirements. Prepare and execute test cases. We need to prepare the test scenarios and execute those test cases. We need to log and track the defects. Logging the bug with video or logs and need to keep on a track of those defects. Communicate results with the team. We need to communicate what are the results we got from the issue with the development and tester team. And ensure quality before release. We need to ensure the quality before the product is released. Next question is what is SDLC and STLC? SDLC means software development lifecycle, which steps to develop the software, whereas software test lifecycle is steps to test the software. In simple words, software development lifecycle is for developers and software test lifecycle is for testers. What are the phases involved in SDLC? The phases involved in software development lifecycle are requirement gathering and analysis. We need to take the requirement and we need to gather and we need to analyze those requirements. System design. We need to design those requirements and implement the coding, and at last we need to do the proper testing and deploy the product, and after the deployment we need to maintain or change the code if we get any changes in the requirement. What are the phases of STLC? The phases of software lifecycle are requirement analysis. We need to analyze the requirement. Test planning. We need to prepare the test planning, which test scenario we need to write, which testing we need to perform, what are the test case design we need to do, test environment setup and test execution. At last we need to test the closure. What is the difference between severity and priority? Severity means it is a impact of a defect on a system, whereas the priority means on how soon the defect will be fixed. And the severity is set by tester, whereas the priority is set by developer or the manager. For example of severity is app crash. It is high severity, whereas priority for login for high priority is login issue. Why manual testing is necessary? Manual testing is necessary because it allows testers to find usability and UI issues. And we need to explore the application freely and quickly, adapt to changes, things that automation which cannot handle effectively. That is the reason manual testing is very important. What are the advantages and disadvantages of manual testing? The advantage of manual testing is it is easy to start. As it is easy to start, there is no coding is required. No coding knowledge is required, and it is best for user interface, usability and exploratory testing. Defects unexpected issues through human observation. As the human, we can observe what are the changes or any issues we can find. And what are the disadvantages of manual testing are, it is a time consuming for large projects. Not reusable like automation scripts. It's prone to human error. What is Agile methodology? Agile methodology is a software development approach where the project is divided into small parts like iteration or sprints and developed step by step instead of delivering the whole product at once. How you use Agile in your project? In my last project, we followed the Agile Scrum framework. Our sprint duration was 2 weeks. Each sprint was started with a sprint planning meeting where we selected user stories from the product backlog. Benefits of using Agile. Agile methodology is very faster delivery of features and early detection of defects. In the early stage itself, if we are doing the sanity or smoke testing, we can identify the defects in the early stage. And continuous customer feedback. Easier to handle the changes. In the early sprint itself, we can do the changes. And it is a better teamwork and communication. That's all guys. Thank you. If this information was helpful for you, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Have a great day.